So I hope you are all doing well. So in version 0.20, the new version of Hermes, they added what is called Boot Mode. In a way, it's like a prophet. It's like a new employee we're going to recruit. But you'll see it still has some very interesting powers that really needed to be tested. So I created a bot and I'm going to show you the steps to set it up, to update it, and to see the power of Hermes today. So officially on GitHub, if I look, I have version 0.25. So I would really like you to test it. It's just that the boot mode only works with that version. So right now, it's sharing, this new boot mode feature that I really think is very, very interesting. And I'm going to show you the difference between boot mode and what a profile is. If I go into the Hermes interface right here, if I go here to profile, you'll see that in profile, I have the default profile. Okay? This is the profile, let's say, the main one I work and operate with. And what you are seeing, these are boots. So what are boots? They are simply profiles that have their own memory, their own skills, their own instructions. It's as if in a company, I have several employees, but one is specialized in development, another in sales, another in accounting. So each one is unique. Each one is a specialized expert in their field. That's exactly it. And today, when I come here, I can click here to create profiles. The profile actually, when I create it, it has a bit of a limitation. What's the limitation? It's that here, when I open a chat and I have a profile, the different sessions are not connected to each other. However, the bot, when I open several sessions, several chats for it, it sees only one complete total chat. This means it can remember all the discussions I've had with it, even from a year ago, in an ultra-fast way. So it doesn't have the concept of a new session, and it compacts everything. It actually merges all the sessions, making it a very, very powerful memory. That is its strong point. On top of that, these bots, their strength is that they can connect with each other. They can really chat and have discussions among themselves. And if I give priorities to one bot, it can give orders to another bot to execute. Afterwards, it can negotiate the result with it and ask it to improve. That's what we have as a new feature. On top of that, the very latest strength of the bot, this bot from my Hermes installation, is that it can connect and talk with another bot from another Hermes installation belonging to another person or another company. And so this is a strength that really makes the Hermes system a very, very powerful system. You always have to, when working with Hermes, think enterprise. They are employees, you are the boss, you give the order, and they have to discuss, they have to execute, they have skills, and they can autonomously acquire new skills. That is the strength. So in this video, we are going to first install Hermes, and then I will show you the commands I've put in place to create a real bot, and I will show you how it responds and how it reacts. So stay until the end. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It actually helps me, it's support that makes me want to create even more videos every day about technology. All right, let's get started. Well, first thing, I'm going to try to help you install this version of Hermes because people often ask me why I don't have the classic version of Hermes. I have a slightly more advanced version that actually allows me to use Hermes much more simply. It's a version that I recommend for beginners. This one actually allows you to have the classic Hermes along with Hermes Web. That's what we call the Web UI version. So how do I install it? It's simple. So I take a server on Stinger that directly contains the Hermes Web UI version. And why don't I install Hermes on my machine? Because you shouldn't forget that the Hermes Agent has the ability to see your entire hard drive. So it can retrieve photos, videos, passwords, and that is dangerous. And for security reasons, we never install an agent on our own machine. We always put it online on an external VPS. That way, for security reasons, we avoid it in case there is a prompt injection from retrieving our data. So on Hermes here, on this version, you obviously have several types of servers. The one I'm interested in is taking this one. So the KVM2, it contains 2 processors with 8 GB of RAM. And we shouldn't forget that on Hermes, they also offer to host Hermes on versions actually on VPS. But obviously, in terms of price, it's a bit high. So for me, I prefer to stick with well, inexpensive version, a secure version with 2 processors and 8 GB of RAM, it's more than enough to run all our automations. So it's simple, I select, there you go, so for example the KVM2 here, I can select how many months if I want to take 1 month, well 12 or 24. And here, actually, this is very important. There is a small, very interesting coupon that I can use called Go Hermes. So it's a coupon that was provided on the official blog actually of Hostinger. When I apply it, I will get a 10% discount. This is for anyone who is buying a server on Hostinger for the first time. So if you have an old server, there's no problem, you know. Create a new server, which means using a new email address afterwards, and that way you will always have access to that discount. So as soon as you actually confirm, you will simply find yourself on what we call your server. Here is the Hermes server, which is properly installed with the web version ready to be launched. And what's very interesting about Hostinger, you'll see here, it gives me more than 1,000 free applications that I can install with artificial intelligence. That means that here, well, I can add Buzz, I can add N8N, Paperclip, OpenCloud, a lot of artificial intelligence and WordPress systems for free on the same VPS. And that, in fact, there you go. This allows, well, in fact, to have a single server and to master and to, well, to install a huge number of tools. I install Olama, I install N8N, Hermes, Buzz, all of that on the same server, and it's 100% free. So once you have the installation, we'll move on right away to update your Hermes version. Usually when you get a new server, you have the very latest version, but if a new version comes out or you want to check if you have the right version or not, we'll simply check here if we are on the very latest version. If you don't have the very latest version, then grab the documentation and follow me now. We are going to do the installation right away. So let's get started. So to perform the update, we'll first go to our server in Hostinger, and there, in fact, we'll enter the console. That's where we'll actually type a few lines of code. So the lines are obviously in the documentation, which you can therefore copy. So we'll simply put them here. So the first thing actually is that we're going to do what's called editing the tag. So we will have 2 command lines to first access our container, because it is actually the container that holds Hermes, and we are going to update the version inside it. So when I run this, it has taken the image of that container and the version that I have. Next, so this new version, we are now going to load it here. So there, I run these commands and that's it. So here actually it is currently updating, so it takes a little bit of time, I would say 2 or 3 minutes. So we wait for it to finish. There you go. So it is still in the process of loading the new version. It's actually the version that from August 19th, it's the very latest version of Hermes. Besides, if we come back here, there you go. So this is therefore the very latest version. So right now it is in the process of loading it. We'll leave it for a bit to get back to it and check if it was, if the installation was done or not. So still we're going to let it run for a bit. And there you go. So it just finished, it gave me control back. So here we're going to run the verification command. I'm running it here. So right now it's in the process of checking the status actually. And there you go. So here we have the very latest version that is properly installed. So let's get started. So now we're simply going to go to our interface. We're going to go into the settings. And so here, if I look, I have the latest version of Hermes that has just been installed. Now I can obviously take advantage of this version. This version has developed a bit what we call the bot. So it's simply a new profile that can be created on, well, Hermes. And I can create several profiles, several bots, and actually let them interact with each other and have discussions between these bots. And that is in a way the new feature we have today with the very latest version of Hermes. So the same system, the same commands, we can execute them to always have the update. And well, here we are going to try to access the command line. So I'm coming to my server in Hostinger, and there you will see that there is a web console. So here in the web console, it allows me to run a few command lines to create bots and launch them here in the system. So here, first thing, I'm going to define an alias called Hermes. So all the commands that I'm going to run here, of course, they are in the documentation, which you can copy and paste along with me. And here I'm going to ask Hermes to give me the list of profiles that exist in my installation. So here it tells me, listen, there are two profiles. There's the one that's default, and there's the monitoring profile that I actually created. It's a profile that's actually specialized in competitive intelligence. And so it's a system where every time I want to search for new things in artificial intelligence, it's this bot that's active. So once we have this list, I now want to create a bot that is specialized in writing. So I'm launching this command which starts the creation process. I'm going to call it redac. So that's for writing, and I'll give it a short description. There we go. So it's specialized in writing everything that is, descriptions for my videos, for my LinkedIn posts. So it's more focused on web writing. So I'm running this installation now, and it has just created this bot for me. Now we simply need to work on this file, a file called soul.md. Let's say this is the file where I will define the personality of this bot, its technical specifications in a way. So it's simply its detailed description. So we're just going to erase this and paste this command. So it's a command that will work on updating this file. And here, as you can see, I'm providing a short description, the role, what it shouldn't do, the things that are forbidden, technical aspects, because it is limited or rather specialized solely in writing. So I don't want it to perform installations or do things outside of its mission. So this is a small, let's say, description, a little technical sheet that I'm going to give it. I press enter, and there you go. This bot has just been created and it has its technical sheet. By the way, if I want to check this file, I run this command to display its content. And there you go. I see that the content has actually been created correctly. So this is basically the technical sheet for our agent. I can obviously give it, a question. And by the way, it can answer me here. Here I'm asking it to answer me by introducing itself. And I'm telling it, can you look up the latest news on artificial intelligence for me? So there, I'm actually launching a command. We'll see if this bot we just created is actually capable of executing the request. So it's completely normal. It's actually doing the search right now, and we'll wait a few seconds. The information will be displayed. There it is. So there it tells me its name is redac. And there you go. It explains to me what it is. However, it tells him I don't do monitoring because I actually forbade it from doing monitoring. So there it tells me, well, if it wants to help me rephrase or structure what my monitoring brings back to me. So it's sticking more to its position, because in that case I gave it the task of writing scripts and descriptions only. Very good. So now if I go back to my interface, you'll see here in the profiles, I'll find redac, which has just been created and which has 89 skills. But look here, at the provider level, it's not configured yet. I'll explain why. Another bot that I created, that one simply has the whole system active. And if I go into the chat, look, if I take redac, if I just say hello like that, you'll see that it won't respond. And that's completely normal because it doesn't have the connection with the provider yet. And now we're going to do it. It's very simple. So if I come back here, we're going to start by running a command line that will actually grant read and write authorization. That is the authorization that will be needed. So the command is in the documentation, obviously. I'll run it, and then quite simply, I'll restart this server, or rather this container. I'm restarting it. So it will just take a few seconds while it performs the restart. And at that point, we can go and check if the provider has been added or not. So we're just going to open our application. Here I'm on redac. So I'm going to try to ask it another question again. I'll say hello to it. Let's see if it thinks about it. I think it's working. So here it actually has access to the provider. It's currently perhaps thinking about giving us an answer. And there you go. So now the system is telling me, there you go, I'm ready to do the writing. So I can, launch other requests, right? If I want to. Come on, let's ask it something within its specialty. I'm going to ask it to write, a description of this video. So when I launch it, that's its job. It's an expert. It's professional at this kind of writing. As you can see here, I have all the chats, in fact, that are specific to this writing task. If I change the profile, if I go, for example, to the default one, you'll see it will load the sessions. It's as if these are two different employees where each one, in fact, has their own competencies and skills.